I don't even have the mic set up. Look at me. Goodness. All right, time to send out the notification to the Discord peoples, which I didn't prepare ahead of time. Oopsie. And I didn't even set up the music. I am not prepared today. Jeez. Grab this really quick and send out the message to the Discord people and ping them because I feel like it. And then hit them with that. Yes, I want to send it to thousands of people. Thank you, Discord. All right. And I'm sure a bunch of you are already here. Yo, what is up, everybody? Hey, Guitar God. Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Thank you guys for showing up. I know I said that I was going to not stream again right away. I was going to work on the mod, but dude, this was so much fun yesterday that I just wanted to do it a little more. You know, I had a good old time. What are they saying? They're saying things in Discord. I think they screwed it up. Good job, guys. You're doing good. All right. That notification's out of the way. I think I've got everything set up. No, I don't. Music. Gotta have it. There we go. And it kept my volume from last time. Sweet. All right. I think we're good to go. I'm probably forgetting something, but we'll figure it out later. Not a big deal. All right. Everybody who's joining in, if you weren't in yesterday's stream, we were working on the Frommer stop that I've been doing in that tutorial series, which, come to think of it, I guess not a ton of people know that I'm working on it because not everybody watches that tutorial. I guess I never really thought about that. Anyways, we're making a pistol, and we're adding some goofy parts to it. Yesterday, we came up with this beautiful bayonet design, which I am just in love with. And yesterday, we focused primarily on modeling the rest of the attachments, and I think we're just about there in regards to attachments. So today, I was thinking we would focus a little bit more on the texturing side of things. Let me readjust my mic there. Sounds a little bit better, I hope. Came prepared this time. Water. Default says don't invite Pig to the VC this time. I really hope he doesn't try. But no promises. Yeah, you never know what's gonna happen. Yeah. So, texturing. We already have the models saved from last time. I hope. Question is where I saved them. Let me look. I believe they're here. They're not. Well, maybe they're here. They are. Okay. Make sure we have the high polys for each of these. Cool. It looks like we're set up and good to go to start texturing. So I want to texture those magazines today. Figure that'd be fun. Since I haven't actually done my texturing tutorial yet, those of you who are following along with that can kind of see it ahead of time and watch my process, though I am gonna kind of gloss over things a little bit here. Now. So we're gonna be doing this in Substance Painter, which is my favorite program to texture in. Immediately bought it as soon as I started making mods. I tried to texture things by hands. Oh my god, it's such a pain. People who do that, who actually texture by hand in like Photoshop or GIMP or some other terrible thing, props to you. I couldn't do it because this is just so much better. All you got to do is drag in your object. Let's start with our regular little magazine here. I believe the magazines are going to be in 1K because you're not really going to see them. And then we got to bake our maps again in 1K. And that's going to add all the cool lighting to it. I already screwed up. I already goofed. I'm great. It's ooh. You know. Okay, let's do that again. Bring in the magazine. 1K. Okay. Bring this down so I can see your guys' comments. Is your Discord super busy or pretty chill? The default, why don't you tell them? It's pretty hectic. A lot. It's busy, but not in a good way. So, I'll just leave it at that. Will this mod support tactical reload? Oh. I don't do that kind of a thing. It's weird you've never seen my face. My face has been on the channel since day one. I love it because like I don't use my face in videos often because there's never really a need to. I use it in like channel updates or on streams, but like because of that it's not often. And so when people see it, they're like, it's a face reveal. And it's like my face is literally my first video on YouTube. But whatever. I will learn how to hand texture so you don't have to buy things. Ugh. Good luck. Nah, you can get a free trial for Substance Painter and you might fall in love with it. You can also get a student discount if you are a student. Anyways, let's get back to working. So we're gonna bake the mesh maps. We're gonna use the high poly that we spent all that time making. So we're going to use a high poly mesh. And we're going to grab not this one. We're going to grab this one. And then we're going to bake the textures. And it should look nice and smooth. Should, if I did everything right. It's possible I didn't and we have to go redo it all. But nope, it looks good. So see, now it's got like smooth edges. And this one, luckily, doesn't have to be perfect. Because it's a magazine and we're not going to see any of it. And for those of you who are saying, the feed lips, the bullet, it later. Alright, luckily, we do have metals that I've already made for the Frommer, so it shouldn't be too bad to texture these. I believe this is the texture I have for the Frommer. Oh yeah. Alrighty, that looks pretty decent. I suppose I don't really care too much about the inside of it because it's the inside. And you're never going to see it. There'll be a bullet here. Somebody said pig smell. I agree. It's true. That's actually canon in the Degenerate Dak lore. You didn't know. Okay, so Pig suggested yesterday that instead of actually cutting out the holes in Blender, since this thing's rarely going to be seen, we might as well just do it in here. And I completely agree with that. Default says they're the most trustworthy individual here. It's true. That's also canon. So if we're going to add holes to this thing, well, first I think we should make some more scratches because this thing needs to look a little bit more dinged up. It's going to be sliding in and out of the gun a lot. Luckily, I do have a scratch preset that I like. Turn the music down just a little bit. There we go. Those look decent. I'm curious if I should bother hand painting scratches, but again, you're not going to see the magazine too much, so I'm not worried about it. Let's add a paint layer. Let's scooch all of this over. And add a symmetrical line down the middle there so we can match our holes. And for our paint layer, the alpha is going to be a basic hard brush. Whatever. We'll just crank up the hardness here. Probably around a 0.9. Roughness, metal, and I think we'll leave all of those on. We're going to change the color to black, the height down to -1, the roughness all the way up so it looks like it's just a dark facade of a hole, and metallic at 0. Yep, I think that's good to go. If we were to put that on, that looks like a hole to me. So now we need to get the scale. Let me pull up a reference of this thing here, just so I have something to go off of. Wait, there's one more thing I forgot to check. Oh, Stream Elements is working. Okay, that's all I needed to see. Awesome. Coolio. Alright. You guys comment so much. Oh, why? Default, why are you trying to convince people to join? Literally yesterday when I told people to join, you told me that was a bad idea. Which is it? Do you want people in the Discord or not? You're a madman. Oh, Lord. Okay. Enough about the Discord. Let's see here. So I think the hole needs to be a bit bigger. Let me get my reference images up over here. There's the magazine. So on the standard magazine, it has 6 holes. One starting at the top here. And then one down here. And then one right here. And then one right here. And then one right here. Bam. I lied. I said 6. Bam. That's not terribly accurate, though. It actually, they look a little bit closer together and possibly smaller than this, weirdly enough. Let me see how this goes. The hole placement is actually kind of bizarre. Like, seriously, it's a little bit more vertical like that. And it doesn't go all the way to the bottom, which is the weirdest part. It goes to, like, right here. Like, seriously, that's what it looks like. That is weird. And it's the same on all my references. Like, they don't bother for the last couple bullets there. Which I guess you don't need to. Because if it's full, you know it's full. Then you fire one, then it does that. Oh, my camera's still doing cool stuff. Neat. Awesome. Anyways. Yeah. So that's basically the pattern we're looking for. I don't think I can get... Let me see if I can find a reference of an extended mag to see... I'm assuming it's just going to be the same pattern all the way down. Oh yeah, there's one right there. Yeah, same idea, save the last couple rounds. Interesting. So, in this one, which is going to be a 7-round magazine, you have the 6 rounds that are visible and then the last round. So in the future, we're going to have an 11-round mag and a 15-round mag. So it'll be 10 holes and then 14 holes respectively. Okay. Neat. And honestly, I think that's our magazine. Like, I don't know what else we could add to it here. Everything looks fine. Yeah. The holes are just meant to be a facade anyways, so I think it looks good. They look pretty lined up-ish. No, they don't. This one looks wrong. This one looks like it should be more here-ish. Now these look lined up, but the top lines don't. I'm an idiot. There's a way easier way to do this. Check this out. We're going to crank the spacing up. Can I even get the spacing that high? Ooh, it's close. Can I get it higher? Can I cheat the system? Can I do this? I can. Okay. So check this out. We do this. Let me add a new layer. And then on this layer, we'll do it in a perfectly straight line. And then we can just delete the bottom layer. I screwed it up. That's incredible. Okay. Let's try it again. New layer. Click here. And then go all the way through it. There we go. And then here, click here. Go all the way through it. Then delete that layer. There we go. Now it's perfectly even spacing. I think. It looks right. You can see the UV too. Yeah, I think that's good. And then what's really cool is I know that spacing layout now is at 500. And the brush size is the default brush size, so I think we can replicate this very easy on the other magazines. Neat. No hole in the top of the mag, you can see those in it. Huh? No hole in the top of the mag DAC, you can see those in it. I still don't follow. Just so we're clear. This will be inside the gun, and you'll never see the magazine. So all this texturing is, like, almost pointless. The only thing it's going to really matter in is the extended mags, because you will see them from the outside. Whatever. Don't worry about it. Look at all these people subbing. Awesome. I should make a small drum mag. I was thinking about it. I'm not sure. Oh, first hole in 1911 is at round 3. Well, this is a Frommer, so it's different. Okay, I think that's good. So all we did in terms of layers was my preset gunmetal, some scratches, and then the holes. And that's all that we really need, honestly, for a magazine. So we're going to call it there, and that's going to be this texture. We're going to set that to the Frommer textures. Select. Export those bad boys in my Fallout preset. And export them. And let me check to make sure that those came out right. They did. All right. So now we got to make the next one. Cool. So now that one's done. I don't feel a need to save this because it's pretty easy to replicate if something is wrong, but I don't think anything's going to be wrong. So watch me eat my words in 30 minutes. Let's throw on the medium mag. So this bad boy is going to be longer. Theoretically, too, with that spacing we created, this thing should just work in terms of, like, the proper pull ratio. Let's go ahead and bake the high poly onto this bad boy. 1K. Give that a second. What you guys saying? This is the best content on YouTube, in your opinion? Just a guy doing his hobby and an audience that loves him. Aw. It's wholesome. It's overused, but nah, I think it applies. This is a good one. Best content on YouTube, though? Meh. I don't know about me. Uh-oh. That's not right. My guess is I grabbed the wrong thing for the high poly. We'll start over. Oops. Okay, run it back. Grabbing the... Oops, I opened Microsoft Store. Grabbing the medium... See, I grabbed the large mag and gave it the medium. See, I goofed. My bad. Okay, here's the medium mag. I don't know how to read. It's a known fact. We're going to bake it 1K using the medium mag high poly. Bake. There we go. That looks right. Throw on our gunmetal. And then our scratches. Bam. That cleans up the edges real nice with the scratches. It looks like it's actually going in and out of the gun. Sick. It's got a nice bit of grease and nastiness on it. If you get close enough, you can see the divots and the texture. Real nice. All right. So now... Did it keep my data? No, it did not. That's a shame. Okay, no big deal. I believe this is the hull size we were using. The hardness was at 80. I think. Spacing was at 500, I know that much. Same alpha, hardness is at... No, the hardness was at 9.9, I remember. Set the color to black, set the rough, or the height all the way down, set the roughness all the way up, metallic at 0. Yep, that's the same hole. So theoretically, on a medium mag with 11 rounds, we should end up with 10 holes. 5 per line. Let's see if that holds up. That's 4. Now that's interesting. I think a lot of this may have to do with the scale. Because theoretically, right, if we take this off, it almost just looks like the standard mag now. I think that my brain's doing a little funky trick. And those holes should be smaller and the spacing should be different. And I think that it applies scale differently in Substance Painter. So like when I set the spacing to 500, that might mean something else entirely. It's probably like a proportional thing. I don't know. I didn't write the program. Oh, geez. Bunch of questions for me. You came up with an idea for a pistol for me. It's a legendary version that fires off mini nukes in front of the M1 Garand rifle. Or like the M1 Garand grade rifle. Probably not, realistically. It's gonna be a pretty standard pistol. Can I remake the New Vegas light machine gun? No, I can't. I wanted to. I really did. I was gonna, actually. But somebody more talented than me is already doing it. So, no point. There's gonna be a better one coming out. I already did a video on it. You go check the channel, you can look at it. Because I got some early release footage. More holes make it better. Well, it's more about the accurate ammo count, because the holes are for seeing how many bullets you have left. But I'm gonna tinker with this. So the hole size is at, and let's make this like at 8. I have the eraser on. Let's try this. See, that looks more like the size we had, I think. Let's set that spacing to 400 and see what it look like. Right there. Let's just see this. See, now that's too many. I gave a 6, and we need 5. So maybe 450 is the magic number. That looks right. And then one right here. Save the last round. That looks correct. Now imagine if I had turned symmetry on. Dang it. It would have been done already. Shoot. Jeez, and if you guys are up for it, we can do some CK work today. I do really need to do it, and I really don't want to. But if you guys are interested enough, I could do it. Does that look right? That looks right. Cool. And keep in mind, bullets will be in here. You gotta do it in NIF scope. Too many holes in the magazine seems like a good way to introduce dirt into your pistol via dirty rounds. Yeah, well, blame Germany. Or Hungary? Who made the Frommer? I think it was Hungary. I could find out right now. I don't think it matters. It was made in Budapest and it was used by the Royal Hungarian Army and the Ottoman Empire when that was a thing. Wait. Ottoman Army of the Ottoman Empire, yeah. Does that timeline work out? I don't know. I'm not a history nerd. I'm a nerd, but not a history nerd. Okay. What about the New Vegas bar? Again, talented people have already made one and are making more, so I don't feel the need to do that. We talked about it last stream. I want to make my own stuff. I want to make new guns that haven't been modded in yet. This one looks good, so we're gonna call... Oh, I broke something. Okay, we're good. We're gonna call this the medium magazine here. Set that bad boy to the Frommer textures and export it. Alright. I feel like the longer side should have 6 holes and the short should have 5 so you can show each bullet. Well, you have to think about the magazine size. A standard magazine has 7 rounds for the Frommer, like the 1911 does. So, think about the hole count there. You know? Anyways, so yeah, this is the medium magazine. Medium magazine's gonna hold... Well, medium magazine. We should clarify. This is the medium magazine in the workbench, the weapons workbench, because there will be a longer magazine. In reality, this would be considered like an extended mag IRL. But there will be a really extended mag in my mod so that you can get a really nice magazine capacity. So think of this as the extended mag, where you have 10 holes with 11 rounds total. You don't have to showcase the last round because you know it's there because you just filled the magazine. Anyways, I digress. I know what I'm doing, is my point. Sometimes, kind of ish. Okay, I exported these. Let's get up that large magazine. Oh god, I hope I saved it right. I didn't check. I did. That was a close one. Okay. Let's load up the last one, which is the large magazine. And we're gonna bake its mesh maps using the high poly. And we're gonna set it to 1K before I forget, and we're gonna bake it. Let's check out comments while that does its thing. Fun thing about working on a weapon model is how, even though you might not be a gun nut, you'll be pretty knowledgeable on it. Yeah, I mean, I know I've screwed up a lot on this Frommer. Like, there's a ton of inaccuracies, but, like, I'm just trying to make a fun, goofy mod. And, more than anything, like I said, this was just intended to teach people how to, like, model and texture a little bit so we can get some more authors into the community. I know there's a lot of people who want to make mods, and I know I did so bad for years, and I finally decided to jump in. And I know a lot of people just need the extra little push to take that plunge. And looking at my mods, while they may not be the best mods in the world, it's just proof that, like, you can do it. You try hard enough and put in the effort. Okay, we need to set up our thing again. So I want to experiment with the scale. Last time we used 400 spacing and a size 8 brush. Let's try that again and see if I was right. Like, the scale's wonky and if we're going to have to adjust or if I just really goofed up somehow. Which is totally likely. You know me. Set that to 0.9. Color is black. The height all the way down. Roughness all the way up. Okay, so see, I set the brush size to 8, and now that hole is way bigger. So now, I don't know if 7's good enough. I think that looks right. We can't set it to 6, like going down in a linear scale, because maybe we can. Let's see what the spacing looks like. I didn't set up any spacing. Neat as that may look. I mean, geez, if I wasn't making a Frommer with semi-accuracy, like, that would be a good magazine right there. Wait. There. That would be a good no. That would be a good magazine right there. But I am making a Frommer, so turn all those back on. Oop. Spacing, let's try 400 and see what happens. I can't find spacing. There it is. Okay, so on this one, should have 7 holes per line. And that gave us 8. So see, the spacing is wonky, man. So weird. That's on 400. How many lines did we get? We got 8. Okay, so let's try 500 again. I don't understand, to be honest. But, see if we can get it right here. That is 7 lines, but that is not the right scale. We should be going down. Wait, maybe 400 was right. Because... no, it wasn't. 450 maybe? It's my first time catching one of your streams. Are you using Blender for the modeling? Yes, I am. But right now we're doing texturing and Substance Painter. But yeah, here, I actually have Blender open. Ta-da. Fun gun. Back to Substance Painter. Okay, there's 7. I think this is gonna be our money shot right here. $14 rounds, save the 1 at the end. Guess who didn't turn on symmetry? Excuse me. Are you using textures to create the illusion of depth? Yeah, because like we've talked about earlier, it's a magazine. It's going to be off screen the entire time. It's really just there for the people who want to take third person shots. Like, there are the wonderful, wonderful authors who will put the effort into making an insane model that has every single bell and whistle that you'll never ever see in game. Like Nova's models typically are really, really intense like that. But I'm not trying to do that kind of a craziness. I appreciate the people who do that. Like, I really do. But, like, for my model, it's alright. This looks fine. Good enough, as we say. Jack, save the setting for a stamped mag. Like for this gun? Probably not. I would love to see the Linda pistol by Wilkinson Arms with the big laser. I'm not familiar, but I like weird guns. Whoa! That's super cool. I would show this on stream, but Pig will steal it from me. Oh, he can just Google it. I'll show it. This is such a cool gun, dude. Like, whoa. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull this up. This is awesome. I remember I was watching Brandy's stream for a little bit, and we just kept berating him with weird funny guns. And he would have to stop every 2 seconds to look at that, which is what this stream could easily become very quick. Here. Pig, you'll like this if you haven't looked it up already, or if you already know about it. This gun is sick and could very, very easily use vanilla animations. I didn't save the picture. I'm smart. I'm smart. Let me find it again, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Nope. That. It's that one. Cool gun. Anyways. Oh, geez. More comments. Dude, you guys sling them out so fast. Hold on. I'm modeling an M16 right now. Gonna make it a unique spin on the Fallout Service Rifle. Cool. I was curious because I also use Blender for 3D modeling, and some of the stills you have from videos that you have put in weapon reviews look like what I was familiar with. Yeah, I use Blender. My favorite modeling software that I've used thus far. Using textures seemed like a better idea, though, if you prefer performance, right? Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. It was just like a waste of polys to put holes in this thing in the model. If, like, you're not gonna see it, you know? Has there been a looting mod made yet? Surprisingly, no. That's all I'll say about that. Vanilla Animations was happening. Okay. Was there a mod for a bullpup pistol? I don't remember one. But maybe? Are you making a new gun? Yes. I am. Here, you want to look? Thanks for stopping in the street. Yeah, here it is. I'm just kidding. It's just funny because we've had a couple streams and I've shown this a few times, but you may be new to the channel. Making gun for Fallout. It goes shooty shooty. The blade isn't always there, but that'll be an attachment, which will be really fun. Cool gun. I dare you to add a stop sign. Do you do armor requests? No. I dare you to add a stop sign skin. I added a stop sign to the skewer. If you haven't used my skewer mod, that has a stop sign in it. So there you go. Making weird obscure weapons is a lot more interesting than M16 mod number 17615. I agree. I missed a 4 in there, but you get the idea. So weird no one's made a Lewis mod yet? No, it's not. That's a hard animation to do. So, that's why. Anyways. Back to this. Oh, you're still making the Frommer. Yeah, I am. Mods take time. But I think that this texture is done, so we're going to export it as well. I didn't set up the right path there. There we go. Okay, all of those are exported, so here's the fun stuff. We gotta put that bad boy into Photoshop. Quick question then, when rendering and putting the stuff in game, hold on one second while this loads. I need to make sure that I'm not showing anything I shouldn't be. I don't have any hidden stuff. Okay, good. 1 second while I load all these textures into here. All right. What'd you say? You said, well, quick question then. When rendering and putting weapons in game, does texture over poly make it easier to render and make for smoother FPS? Not exactly. The higher the textures, the more space it's gonna take up, and potentially could lower your frames. But like a gun. The textures on a gun wouldn't really lower your frames. It's really about size more than anything than performance with textures. But polys will absolutely make your game run slow because it has to load all those polys like as you equip it. So theoretically, if you were to hypothetically throw your high poly that's used for texturing into the game, whereas like earlier, this magazine has 80 polys by default. But when I throw the high poly on, it has 3 million. Think about the difference there. If you had to load a high poly in game, you'd be walking at 1 frame per second or less. What else you guys got? Dang, you guys are zooming. One day we just need to sit here and talk about guns. Big says Fallout 4's engine can handle a pretty high poly. Can it handle 3 million? That's pretty. Maybe you're right. I mean, I've never tried, and I don't want to. Sorry, it's not an X9. It's literally called Bullpup 9, and it's made by Bond Arms. But I'm sorry. Did you say there was a mod for it, or you wish there was? I forget. That's fair. I imagine modeling is like a whole set of skills. I imagine animations are a whole set of skills than modeling. Yeah, they are totally different. Like. I've said it before, like making a gun versus making an armor versus making a quest. They're like different subject in school, you know? You're all going to the same school, but learning math isn't going to teach you how to do English or science, etc. So while some of them build on each other, like science does involve some math, a mathematician's not going to immediately know how insert biology analogy, if you catch my drift. Pow, pow, pow. Have you ever considered doing melee weapons? Absolutely. Me and Pig want to do a melee pack, but we have not started on it. I have a lot of projects I want to get done first, but it's on my list eventually. Quick question, what's your favorite forgotten weapon? I'm assuming you mean something on the Forgotten Weapons channel. I don't watch them that much. I really like the well gun. Well guns look really cool. And that's what I think. Now it's not super forgotten because I think they added it to Call of Duty, so now people know what it is. Alright, textures. So whatever, if you're following along at home and you're actually trying to learn a thing or two, apologies. Because we're using our diffuse map as opposed to a regular diffuse or a regular color, we do need to brighten this up a little bit so it appears right in game. My magic number has been 80, and that usually comes out how I want it to. Somebody donated. You're crazy. Hey Dak, I want to get into making mods, and I think a good idea for my first mod would be black paint for the T51 with a gold trim and a logo of a knight chess pawn. How does that sound? Dude, that sounds awesome. I am a sucker for black with gold trim. If you look at my Destiny character, if you look at like any skins that I like to use in games, that's my thing. Pig says I'm lazy. Thanks, Pig. You're a good friend. But yeah, no, dude, that sounds awesome. If you can make it, I mean, that's just a retexture. That's easy. You can do that. You could absolutely make that mod, and that sounds awesome. So, get to it. I want to see it. I hope to see it in the next however long it takes you. When it comes to doing this, though, we need to save this as a DDS, so we're going to save it as a DDS. I have a plugin that makes it so that that's really easy. Ta-da! Done. I don't know why it took me back to Substance Painter. Let me make sure that's saved correctly. It didn't. I don't know what happened. So let's try that again. Oh, apparently I did do it right. Well, where'd it go? I found it. I'm just stupid, as usual. Pig says power armor paint is difficult, but he wishes him the best of luck. Well, Pig, if you can do it, Meg can do it. Just kidding. No, it sounds cool. I would really like to see you do it to all of the power armor, not just T51, but T51 would probably look the best. Why does it keep booting me back to this? Save as DDS, save. So we don't have to make any adjustments to these ones. Luckily, the normals and speculars should be fine. If you've never looked at this before too, I suppose, teaching moment. For those who are interested, I guess. Maybe you aren't. I don't know. I'm just guessing, I suppose. This is your diffuse texture. This is where all the color come from. This is your specular. This is what tells it what's shiny. So see how the green parts are going to be shinier. The darker parts are going to be less shiny. So like, this is the interior of the gun. It's going to be a bit more dull. The outside is nice and shiny. The darker parts will be less shiny where like the dirt and stuff is. And then these dark red circles are where we made that hole. So there's going to be no light reflecting off of that because it's a hole. So, I don't know. I find this stuff interesting. And then this is your normal. This sets up height maps. So it gives like an illusion of height and depth that modeling would typically give while just being a texture, which I think is pretty cool. Anyways, back to this. Let's keep saving these as DDS files. The most fun part of this. I don't know why it keeps booting me back. Never had that happen before. Jeez, look at it go. Alright, well that's already saved as a DDS, so whatever. But and then it puts me over here. This thing's crazy, man. Yo! Somebody just super chatted $5. Thanks, by the way. The logo would be on the shoulder piece. I've been on a Knight Rider binge, so I got inspiration from that. Right. Oh, on the shoulder. Right, I was assuming like big chest, like right in the middle of their chest. But yeah. No, that would look really cool. Sadly, I suppose I don't know enough about Knight Rider to see the crossover, but I do enjoy Kit, the car. Thank you so much for the donations. You absolutely do not have to do that, but I do appreciate the support. Hey Dak, what's your Crucible KDA? I do PvE, bro. I hate Crucible. The Iron Banner that came out last week made me angry, but people don't want to hear me talk about Destiny, especially Pig. That's funny. Yeah, no, I'm more of a PvE kind of guy. I will play PvP. I couldn't even tell you what my KD is. Like, I have no idea in that game. I suck at Destiny PvP. I'm decent in other games, you know. Throw me in Halo, kill them, but not Destiny. No, we need to change the brightness on this bad boy. And then save this. Yep, here goes Pig. It's funny because I have the chat delay, so I can look over about 10 seconds after what I say to see what people are reacting with. And there's Pig going, ew, ew, I don't like fun games, ew. That's Pig. That's what Pig sounds like, if you didn't know. Pig, what do you play for fun? We've never talked about games. We've literally never talked about games, you and I. Like, for real. Do you play games? Oh, no, wait. Pig plays Fallout 76. I remember. Yeah. Thank you so much, Bleaser Red. I hope I pronounced that right for the donation. That's awesome. You absolutely don't have to do that. Oh, I set up the live stream wrong. It's showing the tips on the top and not the super chats. Because apparently they're different. That's dumb. I wonder if I can figure out how to make that work properly. Because there's the Streamlabs tip integration, which is different than the... Anyways, thank you guys for the super chats. You guys don't have to do that. You didn't say anything. You gave me an emoji, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I do like the sunglasses. Yeah, there's Pig. See? I only play the best game ever, Fallout 76. Somebody says, time to throw Dak into Quake Champions. I like Quake. Quake is fun. I really like Twitch shooters. Dude, I was so upset that the new Doom didn't have PvP, because Doom 2016 PvP was so fun and had, like, the best character customization I've ever played in a game. At least in terms of, like, skins and stuff. The armor kind of left a little to be desired. But God, I wish they would take that skin setup and throw it into the new Halo. It would be perfect. Oh, it would be so cool. I loved Doom 2016 multiplayer. I shredded. That game was so fun. Bam. Cool to see people flopping in here. Wolf says Fallout 76 good. Yeah, I just like ragging on Pig. It has nothing to do with the game. It's just Pig. If Pig says something good, it's bad now. Oh, jeez. Pig, it says check Discord. You did this last time. He sent me a picture. It says that Pig has 1,145 hours on Fallout 76 and 63 out of 63 achievements. If you needed a reason to bully Pig, there you go. Whoa, it looks like something goofed out with the stream. Did it cut out for people? Or is my graph might be wrong. I think that's what's happening. It, like, yeah. Sometimes it's I don't know why I even bother looking at it, but like it has like the bar of the viewership and it like dropped to 0. Nobody was here. I was worried the stream shut off. But then it updated. That was funny. Okay. So that's the last of our DDS files for the magazines. Cool. Do we have anything else that needs to be textured right off the bat? I don't think I need to texture that really cool blade because I've already have a texture for it from the skewer. So, what did we make yesterday? Let me check Blender. Yesterday we came up with this sick bayonet. We also had the this bayonet, but that has a vanilla texture. I guess I could texture that. You know what? Let me see something. I'm gonna export this without the straps. and just see. I mean, I have to export it anyways. That's going to my source file. Let me see if this needs to be retextured, because the problem with it by default is it's going to use the nasty, like, orange textures from the pipe weapons. And, like, anybody who's anybody is using a retexture already for the pipe weapons, but maybe rather than having it be variable, I could just texture it myself and give it the look I want. I don't know. We'll take a look at it right now. In the meantime, let me actually pull that up into here. We'll give it a 1K texture probably. And we'll bake it. This one doesn't have a high poly because it's from the vanilla game. Yeah, it looks fine. I guess you're never really supposed to see this area. That's why it looked kind of nasty. Because there's supposed to be a strap there. But whatever. So let's see. What are you guys saying? Your green screen doesn't work. I'm not trying to use it. It's alright. I never use the green screen. To be fair, back at my old setup, from my last house where I had, in my old office, I actually had a green screen set up. But in my new office, there's windows on every single wall. Anywhere where I put my desk is a window. And so the green screen doesn't even really work to begin with because of the light coming through. Sorry for storytime people who actually are interested in the mod. So you can see like the light coming through the blinds. What I'm actually using it for is a cheap blackout blind. It just stops the sunlight from coming in, and that's all. So I can be a vampire and sleep until way too late. Don't know why I went on a tangent that long. Somebody said, can somebody make a well gun? I want to. It's on my list if nobody else gets to it. What did default say? Why do you just want to bully me? Did you make those textures you're using, or did you get them from somewhere else? I made them. We just made them on stream. But you joined in a little after the fact, so that's alright. Yeah, I did that on stream. Any plans for site mods? I'd imagine a raider will be tried welding a site rail to it. Do you want to see? I mean, we showed this off last stream, so sorry for the people who've already seen this, but there are always people joining who haven't seen stuff, and I do like to show off what I've done. So here's the rail. It's just a really simple one that kind of molds to the shape of the Frommer, the really unique shape of the frame. And from there, we can attach all kinds of stuff. There's the really, like, generic scope from Fallout. There's my new night vision scope, which I am really in love with. I think this thing came out awesome, and I'm going to use this in the attachment pack as well as other future weapon mods. Looks super neat. Based off of a really cheap real-life night vision scope that just has that Fallout feel of garbage. There's this little scope that I want to add to the attachment pack as well. It'll be like just a little raised reflex sight. There's the laser, big top-mounted laser. And then there's the recon scope, which is something I'm toying with to reuse vanilla assets in fun and interesting ways. And I think this one is super cool. But yeah, that one's going to be a pain to export and do all the things to, because it's a bunch of separate pieces that have to be combined in NIF but whatever. But yeah, that's that. Back to texture. Somebody else with the super chat, Blizer Red again. Been wanting to get into modding, but the pistol I want to mod is the Steyr M1917, a stripper clip top load. I think we have animations for that. And I could be wrong, but I think they're by War Daddy? Or is War Daddy's mag fed? His might be mag fed. I don't know. You'd have to look into it. It's possible. It's definitely possible. You couldn't use vanilla animations, but I think there might be some out there. Somebody says the Dardic T round roll. Oh, this is for somebody else, not me. Default says, I bully you because you're the bully. I have a deep hatred towards you because you won several games of Jackbox last night. You should have been funnier. Alright. Will the scopes have see-through feature? Ish? Kinda? Sort of? You'll see it when it comes out. The generic scopes will be like a vanilla scope. But, yeah. I'm gonna open up a file that I already have so that I can base this texture off of it. So give me just 1 second while I do that. I believe it's in here. This is it. Let that load up. This is the big bayonet. This one over here. Big knife, big knife. Where's it at? This one. This texture is what this texture is gonna look like in game. For those of you who haven't seen it. There we go. Took a second to load up. There. I love how this texture came out. This is one of my favorite textures I've made. The wear on the edge of the blade and everything just is super satisfying, and I'm really, really happy with it. This is what that blade, this one will look like on the Frommer. And I want to steal everything I did from here and put it onto here. Because I really like this color of the rusted metal with like the sharpened edges. Really sells the feel of it being a blade, despite the fact that the model itself is actually super dull. Just because it is. Anyways. What did I do? Oh, there's a bunch of stuff. Oh, this is using presets I don't have anymore. Well, guess what? I can steal it all. Let me see what I can do here. I'm gonna export this. Or create this as a smart... Nope, not a smart mask. I wasn't trying to do that. Create a smart material out of this. Am I dumb? Am I okay? Create smart material. Jeez. Wow. There's the smart material. Throw it on here. It's not going to look right at first. We're going to clear the mask. Sorry, we're going to remove the mask. This looks nothing like what I want. Awesome. This is the fun stuff. You guys get to see me troubleshoot Substance Painter. Okay, so that's the top layer there. Or not top, but meh. Just need to see which layer is that. Okay, that's that layer. So we're just going to get rid of that. And we'll add our scratches. Maybe by hand, being honest. Looks a little too shiny. That's probably this one here. Maybe not. Let's see here. I'm going to tone this down a little bit. Because we're going to end up with a big orange mess like the vanilla one. I want it to look rusty, but not crazy. Let me check on comments again, because I bet by this time you guys have done all kinds of stuff. I missed the end of the stream last night, so I didn't get to see the texturing for the big bayonet. Oh, I didn't texture that last night. That was, that big bayonet is an asset I already had from the SMMG that I made. But yeah, I'm very happy with how it came out. Thank you. Jeez, I'm missing a lot of comments, so apologies, people, if I don't see what you're saying. Apologies, I'm sorry. Jackson, blood particles are missing on the texture. What? The blood gets added in-game. Well, except it doesn't. Not on bayonets, but... meh. No blood. Just rust. Just rust. Anyways, let's see. I want to add scratches to this bad boy. Probably all along the tip here, and then along the edge to about maybe like here, because this isn't really sharp, but up to like right here is. Let's see if I can make a fancy brush that I like. First, actually, let's see what happens if I throw on my scratch texture. Well, that already, excuse me. That already kind of does what I just said. Interesting. What if we added a white mask to that? I got myself a black brush. Now we're talking. Okay. So I'm going to paint out all the stuff back here. Don't really need that. That would have some edge wear there. And this is just way too much, I think. We can hand paint that stuff in just a second. We just got a tip from Anonymous. Either they forgot to write their name or they literally wrote Anonymous. And they tipped. Well, I appreciate it, Anonymous, whoever you are out there. Thank you. You guys don't have to do that, but I do appreciate it very much, and it's going to go right back into modding. So thank you guys so much. I truly, truly appreciate the support. You guys are awesome. Such a supportive community. I love you guys. Sorry, again, so sorry if I'm missing your comments, guys. I'm trying to texture at the same time. It gets a little difficult. Okay, so I think that's a good baseline. Man, this really is a nasty mesh when you look at it, isn't it? This is a vanilla one, so it looks kind of gross, but it'll probably look fine in game, honestly. It's just like in a substance painter, it's like playing Fallout 4 and watching, dude, hell yeah, that's what it's all about. Playing the game. I need to like actually play Fallout again sometime soon. It's been a long time. I don't like any of those. I don't like that either. Well, do I like that? Hold on. Nah, not really. I'm gonna throw this underneath. Did that do anything? No. Okay, then I'm not gonna worry about it. And then throw some extra rust there. And throw some extra... what am I looking for? Dirt. For the creases. And then reorganize those because they're not in the order I want at all. This goes under there, and this goes on top of there. There we go. Okay. So now let's make a brush for some more scratches. Now you could use a smart material, but I like hand brushing stuff. We're gonna make it a nice gray. We're going to increase or decrease the height ever so slightly, like just a little bit. See if it even appears, right? Like we want it like... I guess the hardness needs to be higher. And we're not gonna worry about... We're gonna put the height down like that much, like -0.1. Just a little bit, you know? The roughness is gonna be pretty low. The metallic is gonna be pretty high. The scratches might be a bit darker. Just a bit. And then we need to find a good brush for said scratches. Something like this. That looks decent, but I don't like that it's split up into 3 sections like that. I don't quite like that either. Takes a while to find the perfect brush sometimes. I've always liked these charcoal ones. I think this might work. Yeah. Okay. So I like how this goes already. Kind of overkilled it there a little bit, I think. Maybe we need to turn it down just a little bit. 60. Oh, that affects the whole layer? Shoot, I don't want to do that then. Put it all the way back up. Can I change maybe the hardness a little bit? Yeah, I think that's better. It's weird. This thing's doing it symmetrical, but oh, because of the way that they're... I see. Okay, I get it. I would like to think that if this is probably like a Raider made thing, and they would probably grind it like all the way to about here, just so it has some slashing potential as well. But maybe I'm crazy. We'll add another layer, and we'll turn the opacity on this one down a bit. The edge. And then for some blending as well. I'll erase a little bit of that. Create another layer with like almost none. Just to kind of blend all of this up. Oh, but it still has a height to it. Let's take the height off of this one. And just like that. Thinking of like where they would take a grinder to it, you know, to sharpen the edge. They would obviously grind the heck out of this pointy bit up here for the stabby stabs. Yeah. And then we'll make one more brush layer for scratches. Apologies, I have not been looking at comments at all because I got really focused there. Boop, 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 boo. I wonder if we will ever see a mod like the Mauser M1917 Trench Carbine. Maybe? It's always possible. Somebody says, this Substance Painter? Yes, it is. One of my favorite programs to use when it comes to making mods. Leave it to Bethesda to model a metal turd. Well, it's not that bad. I like the overall shape of it. Like the jaggedness of the piece of metal. It looks very Fallout. I think it definitely sells the like post-apocalyptic style of the game. I think the biggest problem, to be honest, is the rest of the game doesn't match that style, but that's just me personally. My question is how we're gonna mount this thing. Should I add welds to like here? Or should I add a bolt here? I don't know which is gonna look better. You guys tell me what you think. Actually, you know what? Just thinking here. Oh, that's in the wrong layer. Oops. I'll fan it out a little bit from here. And then in this next layer, I really want to do scratches. So we're going to look up a good scratch brush. This one's okay. No, it's not. That's the one I don't like. This is all set to 100. It should look... I can't see him. I can't see him at all. Can I get the density of these up a bit? None of these brushes are doing quite what I want. Yeah, not quite. How do I get it to do what I want? I want to just add a little bit of scratches along here. Not quite had this much of an issue before when it comes to making scratches. They're just so small. So small. Oh, this might do it. Let's try cranking that hardness up a little bit. Okay, that's looking a bit better. Let me try that. I'm gonna go along the edges here. It's so subtle and something you'll probably never see in-game, but like, I know it's there. I want this thing to look beat up. Because it is literally just a worn piece of metal that they took and hammered and scratched up and shaped until it did what they wanted. I'm assuming the rust was already there, and then they grinded down the bits that needed to be welded and sharpened. You know? This kind of area has no purpose because it used to have a strap on it, but there won't be a strap in mine. Somebody said put glue on it. Joke about adhesive. Probably not. So are you going to make the weld gun in the future? I would very much like to. But it is nowhere on my like list of things that I'm currently working on. I don't know why I did this. I don't know what that means. Somebody said well pistol, well rod, World War II pistol. Okay, we're going on a tangent here. Well gun. It's an SMG. Do a Google. It's a really cool one. Okay. So now let's throw a weld on this bad boy. Going to add color to it, metal to it, some roughness to it. Color's gonna be about there. The height is good, the roughness is good, the metallic needs to be up here. And the base color needs to be toned down a little bit. There we go, that's a decent looking weld texture. I know most people do their own handmade weld textures, and some people even do like the weld on the mesh, though we're using a vanilla mesh here, so that's not entirely an option. But I think these work out okay. Well, that didn't. I don't know what's going on there. This is not the weld at all. I'm just look at how that happens. When I weld here, it puts marks up here. What did you do with your UV, Bethesda? Look at that. Why is it doing that? Maybe we're not going to have a weld here after all. Okay, plan B. We grab an eraser and we get rid of some of this stuff. Oops, not that one. This stuff. Let's see if we can get a bolt in here. I guess that's our option. Let's make a new brush then. Just gonna add a basic shape. Crank the hardness up to about 0.85. This one is going to be black with lowest height, highest roughness, no metallic. The size of it's going to be about 4. Am I doing a stupid? Oh, it still thinks I'm doing a weld. Let me start that over. There. Crank the hardness back down to like a 0.85. I want that hole to be a size 4 again. Let's try this. Hardness needs to go up to like 0.9 maybe. And let's get this hole to be about 4.2. And then we'll set the brush back down to 4. We're going to set our color to like a nice darker gray. The height all the way up. The roughness down. The metallic up. And now we've got our base of a screw here. Let's actually do like 3.8 on the brush size. I feel like my brush isn't scaling quite how I want it to. I need to change the hardness just a tad, I think. Maybe to a 0.95. And then maybe scale down the brush yet again. Now here's the weird part. Maybe. So this thing's using a mirrored texture because this is a vanilla asset from Bethesda. So throwing on the screw lines is going to be funky. Also, I'm not terribly fond of this. It might have been easier just to make my own scrap bayonet. Should we do that? It'll probably look better. I don't know. Let's see how this screw comes out, and then I'll decide. So we're going to go back down. We're going to turn the color down just a little bit. We're going to turn off metal roughness. Actually, those should probably stay on. We're going to crank the height down. And we're going to... Yeah, so see... We really only have one option for angles, and that is to go a straight 45 across like this, which isn't the worst. It isn't the worst. But God, I am not in love with how this is coming out, to be honest. Just because of the fact that it's like rounded like this. Not super happy. You guys are trying to do all caps. That's alright, that one deserved to be removed. Dead meme, dead meme. Preference for blade or stiletto bayonet? I don't care. Bayonet goes stabby, funny. Why is everybody just roasting pig in my chat? Is that all we're doing? Are we watching the stream? Personally, funny. So, you guys do you. I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest. Like, this is pretty much what the texture would look like. So I'm thinking maybe we just export it as is, and I'll look at it in-game, and if I don't like it, I'm literally going to remake this type of bayonet. I'll remove the notch here. I'll have a system to either weld or bolt it on, and it'll look like, it'll look better. But like this, but better. We'll try it. I'll export the textures and we'll see. Let me make sure that that went where it's supposed to go. Oh. Oh, there's something wrong. Never mind, we're okay. This is a multi-layered texture. I was not aware of that. Look at this. There's a second layer here. That's why it looks like the UV is so empty. It's because there is supposed to be another layer. Though I can't seem to find where that is. The other layer is for the duct tape that holds the original model on, is what it is. Oh well. This looks fine. Yeah. Worst case scenario, this looks disgusting and I'll remake it. And if that's the case, that's the case. You know, is what it is. Not going to stress about it too much more. Let's see what else we need to get done today. Let's head back over to Blender. And, you guys have any comments for me, or are you guys still just messing with Pig? Everybody says sorry, Pig. Pig, you there? Pig, are you there, Pig? Pig appreciation time, someone said. Oh, literally someone said your name is someone. That's funny. A makeshift ballistic fist is all you want in Fallout? Okay. I don't know how that would work. I feel like the vanilla one kind of already is that, almost. Oh, but the ballistic fist is different, because it fires bullets, doesn't it? That's what it's supposed to be, but it never, ever came out right in New Vegas or Fallout 4. It has, like, caps in it. Somebody said, would you ever make an AK-type mod in, like, a handmade style? I have something in mind that involves an AK, but it's not an AK. That's on my second roadmap, which is yet to come out because I haven't even finished a mod on my first roadmap. So look at all these people and pig. Oh wow, I thought this was gonna be a Pipe 1911. I'm pleasantly surprised. No, this is a Frommer stop. So for people who are just joining, at its core, it's a Frommer. But it's gonna have some goofy attachments. So that'll be fun. How big is that that little knife gonna look? The one that we just textured. It'll probably look good because of how small it is, to be honest. But there's no way to tell until it's in-game. Okay. As progress goes, everything that's on screen right now is done and textured and in the game, except for the barrel. We currently have 3 barrels. So trying to decide how I want to do the barrel, because we talked about it last time. The frame is solid there, and I need it to have the facade of a hole, just like we did on the magazines. We're just gonna kind of like paint it black and pretend. But I don't know if that's gonna look good enough. I don't know. I think we should finish the barrels on stream today. I think that's a pretty important one. Somebody said, what's the name of the program that you used before? That was Substance Painter, and this is Blender. Brooklyn, you're asking if it's gonna have a stock. Probably not. Everybody's been asking for it, but it's just, you're never gonna see it. You're never gonna see the stock. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe. I'll have to look up some references of if the Frommer ever actually had any, because it has this little, like, this loopy here on the Frommer. And that kind of gets in the way. I don't particularly know what that's for. Apologies for not being a World War I gun nut. But, I'm not super sure. How many mag options will this thing have? As of right now, we just textured them all, but I think you jumped in a bit later. We have the short, the quote-unquote medium, though that's basically an extended mag in real life. And then we have the super long mag. And that's all we have right now, though we are playing with the idea of maybe a drum, and Rico wants me to do this. So that's a possibility. There's a lot of funny stuff I want to do with this gun, but it's just going to extend the time that it's going to take for me to finish it. But I'm trying to work on it as much as possible by doing these streams and stuff. Okay, barrels. I want to get barrels done, so I'm thinking we give them something like this. And we're going to create a new face there. And we're going to extend it back down to where it was. We're going to make sure that this face is like just outside of the barrel. That way, in Substance Painter, we can texture that face. Let me see. We can texture this. This. It didn't make a face. Oh god, it didn't make a face. What happened? Uh-oh. There it is. There's the face. I goofed. Hold on. What happened? It didn't save the face right there. Okay, hold on. I may have to start the barrels over from scratch to do what I want to do. Jeez, we have to go back a while. There we go. There. Yeah, I don't know how I want to do this. Though, what I will say is my music stopped. Um... I don't know. I definitely want to paint it. I mean, the task is really simple. I just need to add a face right here. I could do something stupid. I'm gonna do something stupid. No, I shouldn't do that. I gotta think about it. Hold on one second. If I add a face at the bottom of this, there's a problem. When I do the high poly, it will, like, add a bend to it. So I may literally, like, this is the dumbest thing ever. I'll literally add this. This is really dumb. This is the dumbest, jankiest solution ever, but, like, that's how I live my life, man. So we pop it just outside, and we crank this bad boy up. So there's literally just going to be this, and I can make that its own separate NIF. And, I wouldn't even have to shade it smooth. It could literally just be there. It'll just be like a 1 pixel black square, just like that. Just that. Right there. Little black spot. For the barrel, quote unquote. Am I shrinking in my chair? I get lazy, dude. My posture is so bad. Excuse me 1 second while I fix that. There we go. That's more appropriate. Anyways, yeah, so then if we do this, then I won't have to modify any of my existing barrels. I can literally be like, oh, that's that one. You know. Shade it flat for now because I need to do the high polys on these. So that would be the short, the long, and the extra long, which I am very happy with. Yeah, I think that's good. So here's what we need to look at now. Are these going to work for high polys? They have square, 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 square. Everything looks good on those so far. Yeah, and the other barrels I know will work. So we're going to take off the edge splits. Shade it back to flat. I need to turn on auto smoothing. I forget where that's in. Jeez. Is it in normals? Auto smooth, yeah. There we go. There. That gives us some nice looking textures there. Textures. Normals. Okay, so that's the extra long. Let's start with a small. Small barrel. Oh, it doesn't have the edge at all. Oh, I have to turn it on per object? I thought that was just a setting on everything. Oopsies. And then the long barrel, same deal. Okay, there we go. There. Okay, so take this bad boy. And we're going to add some scale to it. We're going to head over to the UV section. Grab it all and give it a smart UV texture. And somebody said jury-rigged barrels. I didn't see a lot of barrels when I looked up the Frommer. Nope, all of these are based on real barrels. Believe it or not, these are all things that I found while looking up reference photos. So these are legit, weirdly enough. Hey, Pig, are you here? Oh, he says I gotta go back to work here soon. Oh, that's too bad. Well, is what it is. You're not seeing any pictures of the Frommer. It exists. It's a thing. You may have to dig a little deeper, but it is a thing. Man, if I knew how to type, jeez. Yeah, like there's the pilot's barrel right there I'm looking at. And there's the one with the little tiny extended barrel that I have as well. Neat. Anyways, back to work. Let's create our UV map here. We need to make this our... This is going to sources, selection only. This needs to be barrel short underscore low. Export the object. And now let's make us a high poly. First step is to select all of the sharp edges, which I think is every edge on this thing. Ooh. But these shouldn't be sharp. It should be like this. And then like this. It shouldn't be those exterior ones. I don't think. We'll see if I'm wrong in a second. And then we're going to go to our modifiers and we're going to add a subdivision to the surface. We're going to set it to 3 and turn off optimal display. We're going to add another modifier for a remesh. We're going to set that bad boy to 0.01 and give that some smooth shading. And then we're going to add another one for smooth corrective and set it to 100 and set it to only smooth. We're probably going to tweak that 100 to 50. We're probably going to tweak that 50 to 25. I don't love it. I don't love it. Pig said, what do I want? I don't know. What do you want? Default, you're in charge when he leaves. Have fun. I don't adore this. It has some weird artifacting on the edge here. What if we selected all of it? Let's see what happens. Is that better? Doesn't look better. Yeah, JK Ruse, I'm doing the high poly on this one. All of my other high polys came out great. The barrel's giving me a little trouble for no reason though. It's just kind of jank, just a little. And I'm not sure what I want to do to fix that. I think changing the voxel size might help a little. But I don't want to mess with it too much at risk of ruining everything. But that definitely is helping-ish. I'm not loving it. I'm not loving it. What if we set that back down to 50? Yeah, see, it's just not looking quite right. I'm not sure what it is. Let me start it over. I feel like maybe I goofed somewhere along the process. Let's try grabbing all of them again and see what happens if we start from scratch with that. And hit it with a subdivision of 3, optimal. And then throw on the... Try deselecting the tiny edges between the rims. You're right. I did have them selected. No, JK Ruse is right. I goofed. Get back here. turn off the mean crease. We'll do it one edge at a time here. That's totally what it was. It's gotta be it. That makes perfect sense. That's the fun stuff, doing it live. You get to show all your goofy mistakes in front of everyone. And then we will do it again. Okay. For real this time. Turn off transparency. Throw on the subdivision of surface. Hit it with a 3. Turn off optimal display. Throw on remesh with a 0.01. Hit it with some smooth shading. And then the smooth corrective. 100. Only smooth. Better. Not great. Something still looks off. Oh god, I left default in charge. What happened? What happened? Alright, everyone, go wild, cause chaos. Tell Dak he's a big nerd. You've got my approval. And somebody said, hey, Dak is a big nerd. Nut, nut. Nut, nut. Good job, default. You're doing good work. Appreciate it. Okay, you guys continue with that. I'm gonna continue working on this. You know what? This is such a small part. Maybe I'm overanalyzing it. Honestly, it looks fine, right? Like, am I being a little too critical of it? Can I mess with scale a little bit? Is that gonna change anything? At all? I don't know what scale does. Honestly, it's fine, right? Like, am I tripping? I think I'm tripping. I think I'm overanalyzing it. Let's apply it. I mean, we'll see what happens. Default, your message got held for review. That's funny. That's so funny. Somebody said, quite frankly, if you get that close to the barrel of the gun, it's just bad safety. You know what? You have a point. It's good enough. You are smarter than I. Nah, I think this works great as the high poly, honestly. I think I was overanalyzing it, and this looks fine. We just need to do it to the rest of them now. Alright, let's export that bad boy as the high. And call it a day for that one. Now, let's do the longer barrel. JK Ruse, look away as I do some terrible things that you don't want to see. Don't look. Don't look. Nobody look. I don't have the patience to do manual UVs like you do. I could also just subdivide and bevel manually. I mean, I could. But, like, meh. Default said, hey, losers, you don't get to bully me. That wasn't the deal. Quick, everybody, turn on him. I'm in charge now. Quick. He has no power here. He only has power in Discord. This is the YouTube chat. It's different here. Somebody said, I asked you yesterday as you were finishing the stream, have you tried looking at some of the high-res images of weapons at the classic Royal Armories? Yeah, I actually have a website link to that, where that's how I did the frame and everything. But, like, with the magazine, we talked about the magazine a lot. Somebody just said a new R91 came out. What you talking about? What are you talking about? New? I don't see it. You tripping? Surely you're tripping. I don't see it. Maybe it's an Xbox thing. Anyways, back to this. We exported the low poly already. Let's go ahead and get started on the high poly. Okay. And let's throw on our subdivision and our remesh. Smooth. See, this one is already looking better, and I think it's because of the scale of the last thing. I think the barrel was just so short that it was, like, real nasty. Okay, yeah, that person said R91 on Xbox. Okay. Different. I'm curious, though. I'll take a little look-see. The Nexus has been a little dry, although it looks like there's some new mods today that look pretty decent. There's a helmet pack that looks really cool. Oh, I like those a lot. That is going on Mods Weekly. Those are awesome. Whoa. That one's made out of a propane tank. That's so cool. Go look up JU Helmets Redux on the Nexus by Nexus Bram. Good stuff. That's a really cool pack. That is awesome. That'll be on Mods Weekly. I don't know what you're on about with this R91. R91M? That's an old one. That's been on the Nexus forever. Like, forever. Okay. Back to work. Throw on our smooth corrective. And set that bad boy to 50. And only smooth. Oh, yeah. That looks good. I was just zooming in too much. I'm used to working on such big guns like the Skewer and the SMMG. I've never done a pistol, so like everything's it's just such a different scale. That looks great. Cool. We'll apply all of these and get to it. I love how fast it is to apply these modifiers on a big gun that takes forever. Like, even just doing the frame. Oh my god. You going to add threads for suppressors and muzzle attachments? Dude, we do that with duct tape, alright? No, probably not gonna add threads. Maybe? Maybe. Somebody said, Dak, do you follow along with the Beyond Skyrim project? Nope. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't really follow any Skyrim mods anymore. I have the loader that I've used for like years now, and that's just what I have. I do not keep up with the Skyrim stuff much anymore, sadly. Alright, now I have time to do the extra long barrel. Which is going to be a bit different because we've got this stuff on the end. Now what's really interesting is this is technically a separate piece. But with the modifiers we're adding, it actually becomes combined. Like there will be a little, almost like a weld line here. Which is super cool. I'm curious what's going to happen with this section. There's only one way to find out. So, let's start grabbing pieces. Throwing on our sharp edges here. I'm not going to trust the auto sharp edge anymore. That thing never does me right. Although this one, all of those are sharp. And then that on. And that on. And there we go. There's some internal pieces I did not see. I don't know what those are. Huh. We'll add them. I was unaware that those existed, if I'm being completely honest. JK Roos said do it in textures. Do what in textures? I'm sorry, there's a super delay on the chat, so like context is hard. Oops. Somebody said, Dak, do you play Minecraft? Occasionally. I used to a lot more when I was younger. Recently, not as much. Somebody said, why is the barrel sight so sharp? Well, because it's the low poly. Just wait. It won't be for long. Alright, let's see what happens when I add this. Oh wait, first of all, let's go to our UV edit. Set up a terrible, awful UV map. And export it. These are all going into my sources. Cool. It's probably not where I want them, but whatever. Alright, back to this. Let's start throwing on our modifiers. Start with a subdivision. And then we'll move on to the other one. I'm starting to lose it. I need food. We're probably going to end the stream here pretty soon. We've been going for how long? Like 2 hours? Hour and 46? Okay. Not terrible. What was I doing? Remesh. Remesh. Voxels 0.01. Smooth shading on. Oh, hold on. It's taking a while to calculate. This is a bigger part than we had before. Turn on the smooth shading, please. There we go. Look at that. It's looking better already. And then we're going to throw on this smooth corrective, and it's going to go crazy. Brooklyn says you'll add threads if I don't, because you 100% want a suppressor. There'll be a suppressor. I just don't know if I'm going to put threads on the barrel. Not a lot of detail. A lot of effort. Please add the Xbox. It will be, eventually. I still need to add my shotgun. Keep forgetting about that. Last modifier here, and this thing should be good to go for the high poly. Give it a second, though. Oh, threads and whatnot for the texturing from JK Roos, yeah. Alright, super delay on the chat, so apologies if I don't answer you right away. Yeah, if I do threads, it'll be in the Substance Painter. Alternatively, no threads, and you can just pretend there's threads underneath the suppressor when you put a suppressor on. Big brain. Okay, looks like all of our modifiers are on here, so see, the sight is not so sharp anymore. It's got some nice beveled edges, thanks to all of these wonderful modifiers. Everything just kind of has a little bit more of a natural look. A little. Let me try 50 instead of 100, though. Curious if I like that better. I've been finding 50 to be my magic number when it comes to the corrective smooth, but it totally depends on the scale and what kind of object you're working with. Somebody said, every gun has a suppressor, what you need is an oppressor. Suppose. May be correct. Okay. Super cool. So what's really weird is, like, this is how the real barrel is set up, this pilot barrel sort of situation, and, like, they leave the iron sight on. So what you end up with is, like, this weird thing where you're just using both iron sights, and I don't understand the point of it. But it still looks cool. Brooklyn, I did see your pictures of the World War II pistol stocks. I just don't think the Frommer ever had one. Let me look. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think the Frommer ever had a stock. I've never seen one. Oh, God. But I just saw something I never wanted to see in my life. I think this is what somebody had messaged me earlier. I didn't read it, but they said, check out Frommer Stop Folding Stock. Dear God. It wasn't just for the Frommer either. Somebody put it on a Luger. What is this monstrosity? Oh, it's terrible. That's not allowed. That's not allowed. I'm not doing that. Nope. 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 We're going back to working on real stuff. That was disgusting. How dare anybody ever suggest me look at that? Yeah, very jank folding stock. Did not like it. Ugh. That was gross. Alright. Be checking out the comments right now while these apply. They're going to take a bit longer because this is a bigger mesh than the last couple. Jackie Roo said, or just make all the muzzles attached with a clamp method, but then your sights are in the way. Yeah. We were struggling yesterday about the bayonets. J.K. Reeves, I don't think you were there for that, so I'll show it really quick when this is done applying. I think this is gonna be the last little bit I do on stream today. We may pick up some more textures later, but I need to take a break and get some food and some water. I've got a bottle of water for the stream, but I've been forgetting to stay hydrated. Oh yeah, Dak, the Frommer Stop is in World of Guns if you want a better look at it. Never heard of it. But I've got some really, really good resources for reference, though the gun's pretty much done. So, not much of a need for it anymore. Let me throw an export on this bad boy before we start looking at the overview of what we have. Set that to the high. And export it. Somebody said, why would you put a bayonet on the tiny pistol? Because it's funny. That's why. Wait till you see what it looks like. There's multiple bayonets. And Startaker says, because Fallout. Exactly. Because Fallout. Somebody said, cease what you are doing and hydrate for health and country. You said it. Thank you so much. Additionally, for my mental health. I shouldn't drink. It's 2 p.m. Okay. This thing's taking a minute to export, so we'll give that a second. It's cool seeing all you Discord people popping in. Somebody said that program's on Steam. Maybe I'll look into it. That could be cool for future references, though. From this point forward, I'm kind of sick of modeling real-life things. This Frommer, you know, makes you have to be accurate. So I think from this point forward, if you've looked at my roadmap, everything's going to be handmade weird Fallout guns, which is more my style. Anyways. Alright. That's done exporting. Let's take a look-see at what I was talking about earlier. Throw on the barrel. So, regular gun, right? And we were talking about having multiple bayonets. Somebody said we already know. JK Ruse, I'm well hydrated. Do I need to count the bottles again? I could start going. Got lots of bottles on my desk. So I drink lots of water. Yet I'm constantly dehydrated. I should probably see a doctor. But I'm good, thanks. Anyways, funny memes. Water bottle. No, Frommer Stop, not water bottle. Frommer Stop. So we were talking about having last stream. We were like, oh, let's add a bunch of bayonet options, and I was like, you know what, that would be funny. Have a pistol with some melee potential. So the first weakest bayonet will be this fork, because funny haha fork is why. And then after the fork, you have the scrappy handmade bayonet from the makeshift pipe pistols in the vanilla game. And then after that, you have my bayonet from the SMMG. Which basically just turns this thing into a full-on melee weapon. And I think it looks so cool. Look at it. It's so cool. I love it so much. How it, especially how it connects right there to the to the trigger guard. I did tweak the mesh a little bit to make it like fold and conform perfectly to it, but man, I'm so happy with how this came out. Brooklyn asked, what is this pistol going to be on for animation rig? It's going to be on the Deliverer's animation rig. They're both really small, old pistols, and it fits pretty well. And they use the same sort of reload method, pulling on the slide back here. But yeah, there's the big bayonet. For those who haven't seen it, now the problem that we ran into is like with a regular bayonet, right? Like the like this one, if you throw on the long barrel, since it's tied to the muzzle, it's gonna get shot forward, which is perfect. That's fine. But it's kind of weird on the big boy bayonet. The idea of having this on the front end, obviously, super unpractical. And because of that, I think it's kind of funny. I was thinking of just leaving it there and having it be like, imagine how front heavy this would be. It's kind of hilarious. But alternatively, we could use the method that J.K. Ruse taught me himself and have it so that this is actually tied to the receiver and have it invisible. And then whenever you throw it onto the muzzle, it does a material swap. It's how J.K. Ruse helped me figure out how to have these swappable magazines on my combat rifle mod. Very useful thing that I use in almost every mod. But yeah, I have yet to decide which one I want to go about, because honestly, the idea of having this is pretty funny. So for meme purposes, I kind of want to do that. Alternatively, this looks really cool. This is a really unique shape that I also like. Though it's not going to have a lot of stabbing potential. That being said, with this bayonet, we all, I think, agreed on using the traditional bash attack, where you like swing the gun at the person, because it's like an axe, more so than a bayonet. So, I don't know. We haven't decided yet. I haven't decided yet. But it is a pretty cool option, I think. That's lined up where it's supposed to be, yeah. But yeah, that's where we're at for now. We've got the barrels handled, which was the last big thing I needed to really do, so I think we're going to call it. I'm not going to texture the barrels right this moment. I do need to go get some food and wind down a little bit. The stream's been going for 2 hours. We made some good progress in that 2 hours. Got some texturing done, got some modeling done. I'm pretty happy with that. So thank you guys so much for stopping in. Thanks everybody who donated. You guys are awesome. Completely unnecessary, but I appreciate it so much. Definitely do. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry we're cutting the stream a bit short. I know I said I wanted to do longer than 2 hours next time, but I need to stand up, touch some grass, and get something to eat. So I will see you guys in the next one. Somebody said 2 versions of the mod, meme and based. Well, probably just meme. J.K. Ruse says, I'm actually running into the same exact issue at the moment. I think it might be possible to use a different attach node in the mesh, but the same attach point keyword. Really? Different node in the mesh, but different attach point in the keyword. If you can figure that out, awesome. But that sounds like a mess. Somebody said that the bayonet should improve recoil. I could do that. Somebody said oil can suppressor. Actually, no. Not oil can. But, oil filter. Yes. I beat you to it. Yeah. That's where we're at right now. Quite happy with everything that we've done so far. Thank you guys so much for all of your input and helping me out, coming up with ideas. You guys are awesome. And I'll see you later. I'm gonna cut the stream short. If I don't, then I'll talk forever, so. Default says it's my wisest decision yet to go touch some grass. I agree. So I'll catch you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for the donations. Thanks for my patrons. You guys are all amazing. And I'll see you in the next one.